I got down $1 million one time. At this point, I was well known in the metal building space. I was the youngest member of the Metal Building Contractors and Erectors Association, and I knew I was down $1 million, and I knew that there's a really good chance I was gonna have to fold, and my whole identity was tied to it. I was like the young one that was like coming up, you know, one day I'm gonna run this whole thing, and man, it hurt me. It was my whole identity. I'm looking at my accounts receivable, and I'm looking at next week's payroll, and I'm looking at all the credit cards and the lines of credit and our work in progress, and I'm like, I just don't see a way. And I went to my main mentor, and I talk about this guy a lot. His name's Mike Reynolds. He's systems contractors out of Colorado, and he was the previous president. And I pulled him aside in San Diego where like everybody's drinking with me and having fun. I'm like, hey, Mike, man, listen, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go bankrupt. And I'll never forget, he looked at me and he said, son, if you don't think that you're gonna go bankrupt every 4 years, you ain't doing shit anyway. He slaps me on the shoulder, walks by me, and as he's walking away, he goes, I'll see you at the bar. And I'm standing there, you know, like I thought that like he was gonna tell me something impactful, right? And I had basically two things happen to me in that moment. Number one, all of the guilt and shame and anger towards myself went away. And then number two, it's like, I'm a part of the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I found out later on in that event, because it was something that was on my mind, I was asking a few people, I found out that a lot of my mentors, one of them went bankrupt 4 times in the steel business. And when I say he is doing well, multi-millionaire. And I guess the point I make is that in that moment when he told me what he told me, I was expecting something else. He gave me the exact opposite thing, and it just set me free in a way that I can't really even explain. It was the best tough love that I've ever received in my life. And it wasn't even my father. Yeah. It was a guy that just, he had been there. He understood what I was saying to him, but I just think somewhere he knew that that was the right answer. And it's saddle up, cowboy. Like, it's not the first time and it's not the last time. And I try to remember that in the aspect of knowing that I'll probably face that again someday in some business, somewhere, on some real estate property, but I'll always have that moment in my back pocket.